Greetings, Elder Blacklight. Now, we're going to have to, separate and be independent, have our own independence, because we're going against the nature of the Most High. We're going against God. And those of you who say you are Christians and don't understand really what Jesus was talking about, then you're lost. That's why they tried to kill Jesus. Because he was going to be telling the people that you're bowing down to a false god. This is what all the prophets of the Bible did. They said, well, you got people saying the Bible is fictitious and whatever. Well, the Bible has been tampered with. And they took out a whole lot of books. So the Crusaders is trying to, what the Crusaders, those ancient Crusaders, with the Constantine and the Inquisitions and all them, what they trying to do was to cover up the truth, because they wanted to control the people's minds. They had to control their own people's minds. They had to brainwash their own people. They had to make their people believe certain things. They had to conquer their own people, which is the Caucasian. And those scriptures and ancient texts that they had said they burnt up in the fires of Alexandria, that's now over in the Vatican and over in some of them are over in the Library of Congress. They're worth millions of dollars. So every time they conquer a land or something, they take the artifacts, all the ancient uh, artifacts, put them in their possession, and they twisting the history up. So they don't want you to know that the black man is God. So the Masons took over the ancient order of those priests in Kemet, the, the builders. The Masons took over that, but they kept it secret. All the knowledge they want to keep secret, so they can rule their people. Because they got to rule their people in order to rule the black man. I don't know if that makes sense to you or not. And then when Master Farad came with the teachings that he gave to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad started waking people up, the Caucasians started recruiting black people, like young Pharaoh. He a boule agent, anything else, turncoat, and he's keeping up these false debates with these brothers to keep the people in the dark, so you won't do for self. You have grown accustomed to this culture so much that you depend on it, and you can't recognize how this culture is draining your energy and using your time and your energy to keep them on top, to allow them enough time to figure out how to stay on the planet, because they're the only ones that get sun cancer. If you notice, all the diseases that they came up with, they didn't have it back in the day. The black people didn't have it. Sickle cell anemia and all like that. We didn't have all that. We didn't have cancer. We didn't have AIDS and stuff. If we'd have had all these Ebola and whatever that they can't find a cure for, there wouldn't be nobody left on the planet. And if the black man was so ignorant, so stupid, he couldn't come up with a cure for it, it would wipe whole villages out. Because they use a lot of these diseases as a warfare against the Native American, to wipe out whole tribes, whole villages. You know, they use biological warfare. So, you know, the educational system hides the truth from you. They give you what they want to do, give you to condition your mind. Right now they're in the war with Islam. That's what the Crusades about. So they want to demonize Islam. You know, they want to demonize it. Because Islam is really the keeper of the ancient culture of Kemet, of Mayat. You know. And it's also a guard over the Christian Bible. In this Bible right here, not in this Bible, but in the Quran, this is the Quran, right? It's old now, you know, it's old as I don't know what. I'm going to go to Surah 8, Kaf, or the cave, in the name of God, most gracious, most merciful. Praise be to God, who has sent to his servant the book and has allowed therein no crookedness. He has made it straight and clear, in order that he may warn the godless of a terrible punishment from him, and that he may give glad tidings to the believers who work righteous deeds, that they shall have godly rewards, wherein they shall remain forever. Further, that he may warn those who also say God has begotten a son. It says they're going to be talking in the cave. We're going to continue this, but this is about the cave. This is about the Caucasians. Let me skip over here to the caves. He said, behold, he said, the youth betook themselves to the cave. They said, our Lord bestowed on us mercy from thyself, and dispose of our affairs for us in the right way. Then we drew a veil over the ears for a number of years in the cave, so that they heard not. So in other words, they lost knowledge of self, living up in the Caucasus Mountains in them caves. And it's going to say how they got knowledge, so they could talk English and math and use mathematics to at the extent they use them now. You know, how you gonna go from a caveman, from a Neanderthal man, to an Einstein, unless somebody taught it to you? So, see, so they done paid off young Pharaoh. He don't know what the hell he talking about. And the Moors, you know, he's attacking the Moors because the Moors, they didn't have the kind of knowledge that the Honorable Elijah the Honorable Elijah Muhammad had Master Fard had given him. Now, in a war with Islam, they don't want Islam to take a hold of and control of the minds. This book here is a publication from, let's see, can you see that? Pakistan. You can't get it here. White man ain't gonna show you this. The philosophy of Islamic law and the Orientals. See, in order for you to be living an Islamic, a Muslim life, you can't bow down to these laws and the culture of the beast. You know, you're not a Muslim. You know, you want to call yourself a Muslim, but you only 50% Muslim. Your heart maybe want to be a Muslim, but you got to live the life of a Muslim. You can't live in this culture to say you're a Muslim, because Islam got its own laws, the laws of Allah. That's what it means. You submit to the laws of Allah, the natural laws. Those were the laws of Mayat. So the Caucasian got us going against each other, because there are those who are in love with this life. And Jesus say, he who loves this life will lose it, his life. You see? It's deep, man. Y'all, I'm trying to save y'all, because in 2020 come up, the beast is going to be on the wild. And if you ain't fortified, you're going to go down. You're going to be fuel for the fire. You're going to go down to the pit of hell. Allah is chastising. He's getting ready to chastise. He's getting ready to multiply his chastisement. It's black light. So hurry up and catch this vibe, y'all, before you miss out.